Sit here in the dark while the Tillamook rain comes down. An ice cream maker hiding in a quiet dairy town. I stare at this screen, feeding shadows to the wire, using digital ink to dress up my own fire. I tell myself I'm a fighter who survived the grime, overseeing 20,000 gallons at a time. But the pride I put on like a heavy iron vest is just a shield to hide the hollow cracking in my chest. Let's strip away the music, let's look at my own skin and trace the ugly patterns where the loops always begin. I'm addicted to the damage, I'm addicted to the crash, writing songs about the Mustangs that I secretly want to smash. I split the world in black and white, there is no middle ground. They're either perfect angels or the bums who drag me down. I push away the stable things, I call them soft and plain, because I only feel alive when I am drowning in the pain.
And I'm looking for a brutal validation here tonight, wanting to cut myself open underneath the terminal light. I crave the diagnosis, I crave the heavy sting, 'cause feeling targeted and broken is my favorite fucking thing. I say I want to heal, say I wanna face the ghost, but I'm flirting with the misery that ruins me the most.
Look at how I judge the women that I put up on the page. The Miss Savages I punish with the calculated rage. I watch them choose the losers and I sit and mock their choice, devaluing their bodies with a bitter resentful voice. I claim I want connection, that I'm waiting on the hill, but I only pick the ones who go and get a cheaper thrill. It's easier to be the victim, the good guy left behind, than to face the terrifying fact that I am structurally blind.
Carry old Amanda's like a weapon in my fist, keeping 20-year-old grievances alive up on my list. I write the script where I'm the saint and everyone else is trash, the junkies and the old guys who are bound to make it crash. But look at how I isolate, look at how I stay alone in this RV park with static on a useless forcing cone. I keep the world at bay so I don't ever have to try to build a real relationship where I might fail and die.
I'll pretend to be incompetent, I play the fumbled card to see if people notice when the winter gets too hard. But underneath the posture is a master of control who uses dark psychology to anchor down his soul. I wanna be 10 steps ahead, I want to design the maze, because I'm terrified of what happens when the building's ablaze. To look at is the salt inside my eyes, the 6-year-old who's hiding from the shouting and the lies. I crusted over decades ago to keep the terror down, and now I play the tough guy in a quiet dairy town. But the borderlines are bleeding and the triggers are all set. I'm holding on to trauma that I'm desperate to forget. I don't need another song about a man who wasn't missed. I need to drop the iron shield and open up my fist.
Self-growth don't come from mirrors that just show me how I bleed. It comes from throwing out the poison that I think I need. Stop writing out the tragedy, stop romanticizing dirt, stop thinking that I'm powerful because I know how to hurt. The cursor is just blinking, the processing is done. The honest truth is staring at a solitary sun. I'm a beautiful broken engine running way too hard, and it's time to find out who I am when the static finally stops. And I'm looking for a brutal validation here tonight, wanting to cut myself open underneath the terminal light. I crave the diagnosis, I crave the heavy sting, 'cause feeling targeted and broken is my favorite fucking thing. I say I want to heal, say I wanna face the ghost, but I'm flirting with the misery that ruins me the most.
No more characters, no more code, just me in the rain. What am I gonna do with it? Turn the lights out. Time to face the quiet.
I sit inside the wreckage of the choices that I make, master of the false start and the fatal mistake. I build a heavy fortress out of ignorance and pride, with nowhere left for an ordinary civilian to hide. I look at basic wisdom like a language I can't read, a slow dose student in a world of high speed. I trip over the obvious, I fumble with the key, and then I act surprised by the outcome that I see. It isn't some grand tragedy, no cinematic curse, just a simple basic failure that keeps getting worse. I do the stupid thing, and then I do it all again, trapped inside a loop that I don't know how to end. I'm a certified loser at the bottom of the hill, drowning in the habit of my own broken will. I'll never touch happiness, I'll never find the grace, 'cause I'm too goddamn stupid to get out of my own way. No glory in the ruin, no secret to the fall, just a man whose own foolishness cost him it all. People make a road map, they learn as they go. They build a little piece out of the things that they know. But I just smash the compass and I burn down the map and walk right back into the exact same trap. I mistake my own confusion for a specialized design and cross every boundary while pretending it's a line. I sabotage the comfort, I drive away the light, then sit in the dark complaining about the night. There's no deep philosophy, no riddle to decode, just a slow-moving target on an empty gray road. I'm the architect of error, the king of wrong turns, watching every bridge that I try to cross burn. You can't fix the engine if you don't know how it works. You can't find the healing if you only feed the hurts. I'm stuck inside the basement of my own simple mind, leaving every opportunity a mile behind. It's a quiet kind of execution, dull and severe, realizing that the enemy is everything right here. Not a monster, not a legend, not a titan in the dark, just a loser who managed to extinguish his own spark. I'm a certified loser at the bottom of the hill, drowning in the habit of my own broken will. I'll never touch happiness, I'll never find the grace, 'cause I'm too goddamn stupid to get out of my own way. No glory in the ruin, no secret to the fall, just a man whose own foolishness cost him it all. So close up the ledger, turn off the display. There's nothing left to manufacture, nothing left to say. No grand revelation at the end of the line, just the permanent consequence of a bad design. Stuck at the baseline, locked out of the light, a loser in the dark, giving up the fight. I build a pedestal out of paper and spit, and sit on top of it like I'm the king of the pit. I tell myself a story about a titan in chains, a dark, tragic sovereign running through the veins. I use the heavy language, the savage, the god, to hide the fact that I'm a mess that nobody can applaud. It's a specialized theater, a high-level delusion, designed to protect me from a simple conclusion. I stand in the mirror, flex a phantom like spine, convinced that the whole
fragile, broken civilian hiding behind the lock. It's the most pathetic trick that a human can devise, to look at total wreckage and call it a prize. I tell myself I'm great, tell myself I'm severe, just to drown out the baseline that I'm terrified to hear. I'm a sovereign of nothing, a king of the grave, lying to myself just to get through the day. I brag about the contrast, the gutter and the crown, as if tearing my own life up makes me profound. I'm too deep for the normal, too wild for the street, while I sabotage every single thing I complete. It's a cowardly shield, this grand tragic pose, a way to make a failure look like something I chose. I call the world plastic, call the people all weak, because if they're all chameleons, I don't have to speak. I don't have to try, I don't have to mend, I can just keep pretending I'm a force in the end. It's cheap, it's transparent, it's a desperate routine, a small scared operator behind a giant screen. The truth isn't cinematic, the truth isn't grand. I'm not a dangerous legend in a promised land. I'm just a man who's terrified of being average and small, so I built a fake mountain so it looks like a fall. Every time I say I'm great, every time I posture hard, it's just another weak defense on a paper thin card. I'm addicting to the drama of my own internal hell, because if I'm not a monster, I'm just sick and unwell. It's the most pathetic trick that a human can devise, to look at total wreckage and call it a prize. I tell myself I'm great, tell myself I'm severe, just to drown out the baseline that I'm terrified to hear. I'm a sovereign of nothing, a king of the grave, lying to myself just to get through the day. A fake spark, pathetic and small, standing against the wall. With absolutely nothing to prove, I look in the mirror at the architecture of my own disgrace, and I swear to God I've never hated any other human face. The public thinks it's a battle with the system or the town, but I'm the only motherfucker consistently tearing me down. Every time the horizon clears and a straight path appears, I throw a wrench into the gears and double down on the fears. It's a specialized sabotage, a clinical design, where I deliberately sever my own goddamn lifeline. I construct the perfect trap by sharpening up the spike, and then I step right into it just to see what it is like. Just a man website, you can leave a bad scene. But how do you step outside of a volatile machine? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm stuck with the voice that refuses to let me sleep. It's the ultimate confinement, a suffocating lease, where the internal warden denies any pocket of peace. The second I build a fundraiser or land a clean break, I ensure it's an illusion that I violently forsake. I orchestrate the friction, I facilitate the slide, leaving nowhere for the ordinary civilian to hide. I am a high-velocity engine fueled entirely by self-disgust, turning my own momentum into absolute dust.
I've run with the lawless, I've rotted in the iron frame, but nobody ever did me dirty like the man who bears my name. I'm a professional traitor to my own internal state, anchored in the purity of a self-inflicted hate. You think the world is harsh, you think the world is severe. You haven't spent a single second in the theater right here. I take my own potential, my own muscle and pride, and I systematically execute it from the inside. Because my life is a hell where the cage is my skin, and I'm locked with the monster that's rotting within. There's no escape from the shadow, no running from the cell. When you are the architect of your own private hell, I'm the operator, the casualty, the executioner, the slave. Just a man who keeps digging his own fucking grave. Own private hell. Own private hell. So the cycle resets on the same stagnant floor. Another self-destruct sequence behind a locked door. No apologies to offer, no begging for grace, just an endless confinement with this repulsive fucking face.
Stuck with me forever in the dark, blasting out the last remaining goddamn spark.
I did it to myself again, and there is no end.
I'm standing in the baseline, the definition of the mean, and an edited civilian on a highly polished screen. No cinematic shadow, no inheritance of grace, just average architecture and an ordinary face. But the market got flooded with a fictional design, a checklist of illusions that the desperate must align. You've got to be a savior, a provider and a beast, an elite psychological puzzle, or an alpha at the least. The entry fee is staggering, the threshold is absurd. They're filtering for prodigies based on a single word. If you're just a working bastard with a standard set of gears, you're invisible as oxygen dissolving in the years. Because the algorithm's promised a flawless piece of art, leaving average men to bleed out at the starting line of heart. They want a tailored paradox, a custom-ordered king, while you're just a human being trying to survive the sting. It's an impossible metric, a rigged fucking game, where mediocrity gets treated like a badge of total shame. Flawless piece of art, starting line of art. But let's say that you crawl inside, you compromise the gate,
land of fragile contracts with the arbiters of fate. Then the real trial begins, the moving goalposts in the dark, where every casual gesture gets sharpened to a mark. You're walking on a tightrope made of unexpressed desire, and the slightest lack of mind reading sets the house on fire. You're too quiet, you're too desperate, you're not listening to the cue as they project a dozen novels onto everything you do. It's a grueling choreography of synthetic demands, shifting expectations slipping through your bleeding hands. You're an actor in a play where they keep rewriting lines, trapped inside a labyrinth of psychological minds. The room keeps changing shape, the rules keep shifting slow. You reach for something solid and it slips before you know. Because the algorithms promised a flawless piece of art, leaving average men to bleed out at the starting line of heart. They want a tailored paradox, a custom ordered king, while you're just a human being trying to survive the sting. It's an impossible metric, a rigged fucking game, where mediocrity gets treated like a badge of total shame. Flawless piece of art, starting line of heart. You try to be the anchor, but they want a hurricane. Then they blame you for the damage and the heavy-handed rain. It's a transactional prison where the currency is praise, and you're paying triple taxes for the privilege of the days. They want the vulnerability, but punish any flaw, enforcing double standards like a military law. The frustration is a fever, a burning circular loop, jumping through the endless, multi-layered hoop. Because the algorithms promise a flawless piece of art, leaving average men to bleed out at the starting line of heart. They want a tailored paradox, a custom ordered king, while you're just a human being trying to survive the sting. It's an impossible metric, a rigged fucking game, where mediocrity gets treated like a badge of total shame. So you sit inside the silence of a cold, resentful room, staring at the blueprint of a fabricated doom. I am an average man, and that's a crime you can't forgive, in a world that wants a fantasy instead of room to live. Keep the high ideals, keep the expectations grand. I'm done trying to mold myself into a goddamn promised land. It's a hollow victory, a ruthless fucking strain. I'd rather be invisible than drive myself insane. I usually walk right past them, don't even blink an eye. Most girls are just a headache that I'm glad to bypass by. I tell my buddies every night they're more trouble than they're worth. Drama-seeking missiles tearing up the goddamn earth. But then you stumbled into view and wrecked my whole philosophy. A walking, talking, beautiful piece of total anomaly. You're completely off limits, a line I shouldn't cross. But that ain't even the worst part of the psychological loss. From the hot and cold you play. 1 minute you're a bonfire, the next you're miles away. You text me late at night like I'm the only man alive, then vanish for a week, leaving me struggling to survive. I'm hooked on a feeling I didn't even want to find. Completely invested, losing my mind, watching you play this game of hide and seek with my head. Wishing I was holding Miss Savage instead. 'Cause you're completely off limits, but I can't look away. Burning up in the freeze of the games that you play. And I'm watching from the sidelines, losing my grip as you let another absolute deadbeat flip your world upside down. While I'm standing right here, the only real thing in your atmosphere. My blood, what makes me wanna scream is the bottom of the barrel losers you let into your dream. You pick them from the gutter, the trash of this town. Guaranteed failures who are gonna drag you down. No job, no future, just a rap sheet and a line. And you look at them like they're some kind of rare, perfect find. You sit there and you tell me how deep they really are, while they're smoking your cigarettes and denting up your car. Baby, please, they're a puddle on the street. Just basic little boys who can't stand on their own feet. They quote a little poetry they stole from a screen. And you think you finally found a misunderstood king. It's a circus of losers, a parade of the blind. And it's a total mystery to destroy in my mind. How a girl with a name like Savage, born to rule the night, settles for a coward who don't know how to fight. You treat me like a brother, then you treat me like a prize, shifting like the weather right in front of my eyes. I'm the guy who hears you cry when they leave you in the dirt, the one who has to watch you get predictably hurt. Why them and not me? Is a good man the scary, or do you just love the weight of the crosses you carry? Care, then you had to go and drag me right into your lair. Off limits or not, I'm drowning in the heat of a girl who doesn't know a loser from a tree. You'll call me tomorrow when this new one goes wrong, and I'll sit there and listen, playing right along, hating every second of the freeze and the flame, wishing you would finally put an end to the game. Post about your name like it makes you bulletproof, but you're throwing your crown off the edge of the roof, letting zero-star trash hold the key to your gate, while a real man is sitting here forced to just wait. Yeah, you're savage by blood and you're savage by name, but you're letting these bums make a joke of your game. 'Cause you're completely off limits, but I can't look away. Burn it up in the freeze of the games that you play. And I'm watching from the sidelines, losing my grip as you let another absolute deadbeat flip your world upside down. While I'm standing right here, the only real thing in your atmosphere. with a chip on your shoulder, spitting fire at the world, getting colder and colder. A certified badass, taking no shit from the crowd. Living life like a weapon, heavy and loud. You slam every door you burn, every bridge you cross, never counting the damage or the weight of the loss. And I'm watching from the corner, watching you run. A beautiful storm blocking out the sun.
You got that look in your eye, that desperate itch to tear down the good things, to flip every switch, to sabotage the shelter we've been trying to build, leaving every sweet promise completely fulfilled with blood. You think it's defiance, you think it's a game, to leave everything beautiful burning in flame. I wanna reach, I wanna hold you so tight, but I see the fuse lit, ready for the night. Cause you're running down the hard road, fast and blind, leaving a trail of destruction behind. And I wanna be with you, I wanna be your man, but I know you won't listen to any kind of plan. I used to be you, wild and insane. Now I'm older and smarter, just managing the pain. And it breaks my damn heart, cause I know how this ends, when your only companions are the ghosts
of your friends. The ghost of your friends. I used to carry that same exact iron fist, had my own name written on everybody's list. Thought the only way to live was to strike and to bleed, never realizing peace was the thing that I'd need. But age gives you vision, it tempers the steel, forces a motherfucker to learn how to feel. I know better now, I know what it costs to count up the years that you wasted and lost. You think I'm just soft, think I'm giving ground, but I'm just the guy who survived the last round. I got feelings for you deep under my skin, but I won't play a game that nobody can win. You're hell-bent on ruin, you're desperate to crash, to turn every green pasture straight into ash. And the worst part of all is the truth that I face. Nobody could save me when I was in your place. So go on and fight it, go on and rebel, drag your own soul through the depths of that hell. I can't stop a freight train, I can't stop the flood. When a woman's got chaos running straight through her blood, you're gonna learn the hard way, just like I did, where the bodies are buried and the scars are all here. Light on if you ever make it through, if there's anything left of the girl that I knew. But I won't jump the tracks just to crash by your side. I worked way too hard to survive my own ride. It's a tragedy, darling, the smartest thing I know is to stand on the curb and just watch you go. A fierce broken angel putting on a big show, with nowhere left to run but the dark down below. So take your last swing, yell your throat completely hoarse. Nature is gonna take its terrifying course. I'll be right here, older, wiser, and still hoping you survive the final descent of the hill. You're a take no shit queen on a crumbling throne, and it's a damn crying shame you gotta learn it alone. Cause you're running down the hard road, fast and blind, leaving a trail of destruction behind. And I wanna be with you, I wanna be your man, but I know you won't listen to any kind of plan. I used to be you, wild and insane. Now I'm older and smarter, just managing the pain. And it breaks my damn heart, cause I know how this ends, when your only companions are the ghosts of your friends. Yeah, go on then, take the hard road. I can't stop you, nobody could stop me either. Good luck, girl. down at the rock bottom floor. I was a broken down zero, sleeping outside of your door. No money, no future, no drive in my veins, just another lost casualty managing pains. But you watch me get up, watch me dust off the grime, watch me climb up the mountain one step at a time. Now I've got a real job, got my life on the track, built a goddamn kingdom from the dirt of the shack. I went from a nobody straight to success, and you witnessed the miracle firsthand, I guess. But here is the kicker, the joke of the town, the puzzle is turning my world upside down. Now that I'm stable, now that I'm strong, you treat me like someone who doesn't belong. You'll hook up with strangers, you'll open the door for any random bastard that walks on the floor. You'll lay with the city, give your body away to everyone else at the end of the day. Yeah, you'll fuck the whole world, let them all have a taste, but you leave me here waiting, a total disgrace. And I just don't get it, it's breaking my brain, driving me crazy, completely insane. Why won't you give me a single damn chance to show you the meaning of a real romance? I'm the one who rose up, I'm the one with the crown, but I'm the only motherfucker you won't let get down. Instead you go hunting the bottom of the bin, dating the junkies and trading in sin. Men with no jobs, old guys with no drive, tweakers and losers just trying to survive. You pick them from trenches, the trash of the street, and you give them the honey that's bitter and sweet. They smoke all your weed and they steal from your purse, and you keep on returning to double the curse. You love the disaster, you love the decay, but you push a successful man miles away. Is a paycheck a turn off, a stability fake? Do you only want love that is bound to break? I was a loser when we first crossed paths, maybe you preferred me in the aftermath of the crash. You'd rather be angry, you'd rather be hurt by an old lazy deadbeat who treats you like dirt, than stand by a man who has proven his worth, the only real fighter you've met on this earth. You let the dope fiends in, let the criminals stay, let the 50-year-olds sleep their lives all away. They don't have a future, they don't have a dime, but they get your body time after time. I scratch my own head till it's bleeding and raw, trying to figure out the rule or the law of why a good man is a target to miss, while the absolute garbage gets a heavenly kiss. With a voice that can finally roar in the crowd. I did what they said was impossible to do, and I did a big part of it hoping for you. But you'd rather lay out with the bum on the couch, who hits you and leaves you with the miserable slouch. It's a sickness, baby, a terrible blind parade of the zeros, destroying your mind. So go on and give it to the next lazy clown, let the neighborhood trash keep on weighing you down. I'm done asking why, and I'm done with the code of a girl who just begs for the heaviest load. I'm a take no shit winner, I've earned my own place, and I won't beg for scraps from a beautiful face. You can fuck the whole town till the graveyard is full, but you lost the only man who was real and powerful. Get down. Yeah, enjoy the losers, babe. Enjoy the old guys with no car. Enjoy the junkies What a goddamn shame.
The atmosphere is heavy, static thick on the tongue. We've been biting our lips since the night was young. I can hear the aggression every time that you breathe. Watching the armor start to crack and unweave. We're standing in the friction right on the fault line. Two bitter rivals locked inside the design. The air is electric, the fuses are blown. The deepest animosity that we've ever known. But underneath the malice is a different kind of heat. And I can feel the rhythm matching your heartbeat. We already crossed the perimeter line in our heads, tore up the boundaries and ripped them to shreds. In the dark of the psyche, the damage is done. The mental execution has already begun. I visualize the impact you've imagined to strike. We're trapped in a fantasy we're forced to dislike. A lawless territory where the filters are dead and the rawest desires are the things being fed. There's no turning back from the thoughts we've designed. We've committed the crime, now it's time to align. Cause we go on a fuck, it's a savage demand. A total demolition that we didn't even plan. The sexual tension is a concrete weight, fueling the fire of this mutual hate. It's a brutal surrender, a reckless release to completely destroy any semblance of peace. I look at your face and I'm filled with disgust, but my hands are shaking from the weight of the lust. We despise how we talk, we despise how we move, but we're slipping face first right into the groove. It's a toxic collision, an unhinged mistake, the most dangerous gamble that we're gonna take. No kindness, no comfort, no holding of hands, just two predators meeting on desolate lands. We hate every variable that makes up the day, but we want this destruction to carry us away. The tension's a cage and the bars are on fire. Pure animosity mixed with desire. We're too weak to fight it, too broken to stall. Just waiting around for the gravity's call. We try to act tough, try to stand on our pride, but there isn't a place for the instinct to hide. The resistance is failing, the threshold is crossed, and neither one cares about counting the cost. It's a savage necessity, raw and intense, leaving the room in absolute suspense. Forget being civilized, forget being sane. Let the pure animal run wild in the vein. There's a strange kind of freedom when you drop the defense and give into a passion this heavy and dense. We're breaking the matrix, we're tearing the screen, the most violent attraction that's ever been seen. So close up the distance, stop running your mouth. The compass is broken, we're headed straight south. Wanna feel the collision without any filter, without a restriction. Let the hatred ignite into something profound as we tear the whole infrastructure down to the ground. It's a beautiful wreckage, a calculated sin, and I'm ready to lose just to watch you begin. The countdown is finished, the parameters lock as we run the whole night on a different clock.